Good morning, Desert users. Today we're going to be going over how to measure distances for TKMs. In the previous video, we went over grouping for TKMs. Now we're going to be going over the distance. So I got Deswick pulled up here, and I also have a spreadsheet. And the groups that we made were group 1 through 7. I'm going to be measuring the decline, from the decline to the station, and then to the ore, the middle of the ore. And I'll be recording it over here. So, we're going to start. All I've got pulled up is the task solids, and I'm going to pull up an interactive filter. And I kind of explained this before in the previous video. The schedule factor for me is like an on-off switch. I already went over these and I turned off, made them 0, any tasks that were uneconomical. So I'm just going to clear out anything that's schedule factor equals 0. And then here's my TKM groups. I don't really need this des type anymore, so I'm going to turn that off. So all I've got is my TKM groups and my schedule factors. And you can see that they're colored by these groups as well. So we need to measure, let's just take one of these groups. Sure, this one. We need to measure in the middle of this group the distance out to the station from, that'll be right here. Well, it's group 4, so it'll be right here. From the middle of this to the station. And then from, this is the station right here. When I say station, I mean these muck bays, the sump, the ventilation, all that stuff. So from the ore to the station, and then from the station to the decline, that'll be from this distance here to here. And then from the decline is going to be out to here, but we need to measure all the way out. So the first one is going to be simple, it's just going to be from here to the portal. The second one, though, we're going to have to measure from here all the way. And then the third one, we're going to have to measure from here to the station, out through the decline, all the way out to the portal. See how that works? So let's get started. How do we do this? The easiest way to do this for the first couple are bring up the center lines. And I have those right here. So you see, well, see when I push that, it doesn't filter the center lines, it just filters the task solids. It's because it says right here, scheduler task solids. It's only filtering one layer. To get it to filter both layers, you come in here, hit tools, hit select layers, and see how it only has one check right here? We need to do 2 center lines, this one. Now we have 2 layers. Hit OK, and see how this says 2 layers selected? Now, you see that? I don't want those. That's an old design. I'm going to filter that out. Get rid of that. There. See how that works? So, the other thing you can do once you have 2 layers selected here, you get this drop down and you hit layer name. And then I'm going to just move it over here. Sort it. So now I can see I've got center lines, task solids. Center lines, task solids. Both of them. That makes it really easy. Because now we can just be like, okay, group 1, click on this line. That's my distance. My length right here, 905.57. I wonder if I could copy that. Ooh. Control C, copy. Control V. Boom. Don't even have to type it in. there's the length. And the nice thing about this is, now let's go to the second one. Now I'm going to measure from this distance all the way out. So I want 2 lines. So if you watch this over here, it says 871. Watch that as I'm going to control click the next one. It adds in, it already does the math for you. So now we just have to copy this one, paste it in there. See how that's working? This one is not just the decline, it's all the way out. So it's, you know, this one plus the second one. So now let's go to the third one. And I think I'm just gonna do the decline all the way down. I don't want to stop here and do the station yet. So let's measure that one. 2. So now we're at 280. Let's just copy it. That's where we're at right now. Now let's go to group 4. Now this one, you have to see that there's a little bit right here and then it comes out. What is that distance right there? And the other thing is like, these are 2 different lines right here. See? There's this little 50 feet right there. And then there's that. What is this distance? So to measure a distance just manually, because if I click this, it's gonna measure the whole thing over there. I don't want that. But let's just get the distance. So you can come up here and do tools query distance. Measure that, 7.5. Okay, that's one way to do it. Another way, it's slower. You go tools query distance. From there to there, 7.5. If you just hover your mouse over this thing, it'll say tools query distance so you can find it. But there's even a better way to do it. Come to tools, go to shortcuts. If you haven't been in here, you need to be in here. Especially this distance. I measure a lot of distances. So these are shortcuts. You can put in shortcuts in these boxes right here. To find the distance here, that you just hit this button right here. And then it's like, which one are you looking for? I'm looking for this one. And then boom, it makes it red. Yours might be empty, it might have something there, I don't know. I put in DD. If you just put in one letter, it causes problems, because then you can't, if you want a different, like say I want this one to be DP or something, query distance point or something, it won't let. So if you just put in D right here, it gives you big problems, because if there's another one that starts with a D, it's like, well, you already used D, so it eliminates everything else that has 2 or 3 letters if it starts with D. So I always put in 2 letters, DD. Okay? And then it becomes really easy. All you do is go DD, boom, boom, 7.5. Okay? So we're going to have to add in that 7.5 right there. So start over again. We got the first one. We got the second one. We got the third one. That 7.5, just remember it. We got this one. We also got this one. So we're going to need that distance plus 7.5. There you go. Now the next one is, we have another 7.5 there. I'm just going to verify that that's still 7.5. Yeah, see, so we got another 7.5. So we got 2 7.5s we have to deal with. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that number, because that number gets us all the way down here, and I'm just going to start fresh. So I'm going to go like this. From here to here, those two. So now we're going to go equals that number plus 7.5 plus this number. There we go. And then same thing with 6. That one plus that one plus 7.5 again. Okay. So we got those. Copy that. Equals that plus 7.5 plus this one to get all the way out. And then the last one. Make sure that's still 7.5 there. Okay. It's about the same. Equals that one plus 7.5 plus this one. 6,000 to get all the way down to the bottom to this point right there. So now what we want to do is measure this station. And I think they're all the same. 105. I just want to make sure they're all the same. The best way to do this really quickly, put in this act type and just pull up STA station. It's that one right there. And do it for all the center lines. And you can just go like this. I'm looking over here, 105, 105, 105, 105, 105. But look at this, they only go up to station 3 because 1 and 2 are just are declined to go down. So we can just go like this, 105. We're just gonna paste that in there. So that's done. Now we got to talk about the or I don't know if this is right. Just put in yeah, or is fine. It's kind of undescriptive. Get rid of that act type. We don't want that. Okay. We are going to get rid of these center lines. I don't want those. And we just want the material out here. Just want that material. Oh, you see how it's doing that? It's still bringing up the center lines because it's still saying there's 2 selected up here. So to do that, you just come back to this layers, turn off center lines, hit OK, then it gets rid of that. And you can just get rid of layer name right here. But we need this act type. Yeah, these are the 2 types. We want STP for stope and TRT for tertiary. Yours is going to be different because every mine's different this way, but you just got to think about, I'm going to show you how I do it, and then you'll figure out how to do it for yourself at your mine. So yeah, see, so we want to measure, let's do this one. We want to find the middle of these tasks. And then from that middle point, we're going to measure out to the station. And these ones, it's going to be a little bit, the center point's going to be like right there. And these tasks are on this side, well, they're going to be a little bit shorter, and these tasks are going to be a little bit longer, so it's the average. We just want to find, the center and measure to that station and put it in here. Okay? To do that, I'm suggesting we use this tool called minimum box. Okay? And let's just start at the bottom. Group 7. Select them all. Oh, I hit draw. I hit minimum box, 3 dimensions. And it's entity selection selected 3,295. If you're unsure of that, just look over here, 3,295 selected entities. Okay. It's saying grouping. How do you want to group these? Well, right now I just want them all, you know, but I could, after I do this one, I'm going to do all of them. And we want to group it by these TKM groups. So if you just come down here to TKM groups, there it is. That's this attribute right here, TKM groups. Yeah. And then where do you want to draw them? Oh. Where are they going to get saved? I have a specific layer I want to save them on. I made it right here, TKM. Okay. Separate solids. I don't know what that is. And delete original. I don't want that either. So, yeah, right there. Let's try it out. See what it does. Oh. Wouldn't think it would take that long to draw a box around a bunch of drifts. But it's trying to find the minimum box. So it's trying to find the smallest box it can make to put around all of those solids. And then the middle of that box is going to be where we're going to pick our point. Got to do all this math stuff so we don't have to worry about it. There it goes. Now, it looks like it didn't do anything, but it did do something. And it's because we saved it in here and it's not visible. The checkbox makes it visible. Do you see that? I'm going to isolate this. I have some other junk here. This was from before. You can get rid of that. This is what it made right here. And it's a solid box, and I'm going to make it transparent like this. These buttons up here, they're transparency. If you don't have them in your toolbar, I suggest putting them there. Just right click on the toolbar, and it's right here, transparency. Makes it solid, a little transparent, more transparent, super transparent. I like this one. And then when you turn on this task solids, you can see it made a nice box, right? Like the smallest minimum box it could make around that stuff. It's awesome, huh? Now, if we draw a line from here to here, the top corner to the bottom corner, we could do it from any corner. Really, we just want like the middle of that box. And so I'm going to double click on this one so when I draw the line, it's in there. Now, same thing. Draw a polyline. You can come up there, you can do it. I'm sure there's a button somewhere up here. I just have a shortcut called N, and it draws a new polyline. From the top one on this corner to the bottom one. See how that triangle meets midpoint. I'm going to turn off the midpoints. This is your snapping over here. I just want endpoints. So there's the top one, there's the bottom one. Now you see the middle of that. I could do it again and go like this. And I could do it again and go like this. But you only need one. Because you see how the center, the midpoint for all of these is going to be the center. And that's what we're going to use to measure from here out. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and do it for all the other ones. So let's do that. Turn this off. Turn these back on. Do this. We got them all there. We want 1, 2, 3, 4 more boxes. This might take a little bit of time. Draw, minimum box, 3D, and this time I've got all of them. The active layer is not currently visible. Do you want to make that visible? No, I don't. Selected, 8,823. Yep, those are the ones. On attribute, make sure TKM is still selected. It's not. Okay, that means it's going to group it by these. Okay, and specify layer, TKMs. Okay, let's run this. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have 5 boxes, and all we got to do is measure to the beginning of that station. And then we'll be done. And then we can put in those numbers into the lookup tables. Just to give you a heads up. Yeah, we need a total here. Total equals the sum of those. There we go. Oh. So when we measure those distances, that'll tell us how much to get from the center out to the station, from the station to the decline, all the way out. Same thing here. And then we'll put these numbers in our lookup table. And we're going to have, there's one other thing. We have an ore stockpile, and we have a waste dump on surface, 2 different locations. So there's actually one more group up here. There's a couple more. This is just to the portal, okay? We're gonna have ore stockpile, waste dump. Little abbreviation there. And they're gonna be 2 different distances. Hold on 1 second. It's cold. Okay, we're done here. So back to this. Ore stockpile, waste stockpile. The truck, when it gets to the portal, it's going to have to drive to 2 different locations. And so we're going to have 2 sets of numbers and 2 lookup tables. And it's going to say, if it's ore, take this route. If it's waste, take this route. The ore is going to, add up all those. And then that way we can assign whether it's going to ore or waste and figure out that distance. Because it's going to be pretty significant difference between the waste stockpile and the ore stockpile. So let's look at our boxes. Yeah, sweet. So it made those boxes. We're going to select all these, change the transparency, and before I did all that fancy stuff to find the middle, but we only need one of them. So let's do that. I'm gonna hammer this, get rid of it. I'm gonna pull the interactive filter up on that one and find the TKM groups. What? Oh, that is right. Okay. Okay. So new, from there to there. Next one. Oh, that didn't work. From there to there. Next one. Oh. So from there to there. Last one. From there to there. Okay. Now they should all be in there. Looks a little confusing, but once you do this, so looks awesome. Now we just want the midpoint right here, and we want the center lines. So let's hammer that. We want the center lines. We're going to do an interactive filter. We don't need that layer name. We need schedule factor equals 1, and we need to come down here. So you see that? That top one right there. So what we're going to do is measure distance, the midpoint, to the beginning of that station, which is right there. Can I copy this? So let's talk about this a little bit. You have slope, horizontal, vertical. Okay, so if you just measure the distance from this elevation to that elevation, just the vertical distance, it'll show it right here. If you just want to measure the horizontal distance without any change in slope, it's this distance right here, horizontal. But the slope is actually, from here up to here. So you get all three measurements, which is nice. And there's a lot of other stuff here, like the gradient and dip, all that stuff. These are all the same measurements, just different units. And then your difference in x, y, and z. So you can see x, here's your starting x point, your ending x point, and then your delta. Y, same thing, and then z. See that 15 and the 15? It's kind of nice. It gives you every piece of information you could imagine. So I'm going to try and copy that, put it in right here. Oh yeah, I did it. You can copy paste. So next one. Let's go to 4. I'm going to delete this thing because I don't need that one anymore. So I want to measure from the middle of that magenta line. How am I going to do that? Let's try it. Oh, it's hard. There it goes. See how if you just put your cursor on the magenta line, it finds the midpoint right there? See that? And it snaps right to it. Beautiful. And then right to that one. Let's just see. Yeah, that looks good. That one over there. Okay. Next, get rid of that one. Bring up group 5. Make sure we got the right. Yep. Okay. I want to look at that box. You know what I mean? Why did it just draw it like that? Something did not work there. Something's not working. Something's awry here. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. What do we need to do here? We need to select everything. I want to select center lines, TKMs, and this. Something is not. Look at that. Why did you just do that? What? That one worked. That one worked. Look at that. That worked. That worked. 5, on the other hand, is like, nope, not gonna do it. 6 did not work either. 7 worked. Okay, so 5 and 6 had some problems. That's weird. Why did it do that? Let's do it again. But this time let's do 1. We're going to delete that. we just want to look at group 5 and 6. And we want what am I looking for? Act type. And we just want the Stopes, STP, and TRT. Yeah, we want all of those. We want to draw a box around all of those. That's group 6. Draw minimum box, 3-dimensional. And on this, I'm not going to select this because I think that's what made it all weird. I'm just going to say all. 3603, that looks good. All, so no grouping, and boom. That was weird. It just is like, yeah, something fishy look, you know, if something fishy looks like it's going on, stop, take a second look at it, verify that it's right, because yeah, that was not the middle. So we'll try again. There's one piece of information I don't have right now, so I might not be able to show it to you in this video. But you'll understand how to do it, because I'll do the waist dump, and you'll see that. What on earth? Look at that. Why is it doing only half? I'm pretty sure I selected everything. Why will you not draw? Okay, I have a backup plan. We're going to select these again. And we're going to go draw minimum box, 2 dimensions. All. Yes. Aha! That worked. But what elevation is it on? Oh, that works. We'll do 2D. Scratch the 3D. We're just going to do 2D. Bug. Definite bug. Deswick bug. Minimum box, 2D. Yep. Okay. Oh, the 2D works so much better. It's faster. Puts it at the middle, I think. Yeah, that's at the middle. So you got 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, it's not at the middle. Why? How did it choose? Maybe it is at the middle because there's more mass at the bottom than the top. It's close enough because look, you have 1, 2, 3 levels there and 1, 2 levels there. It'll be close enough for what we're doing. Okay, back to center lines. We can get rid of the solids. 3 levels selected. I think that's right. So we don't need that activity type anymore. Okay. We're on 5, 6. We need 5, 6, and 7. That's all we got left. 5. Okay. So we need to draw our from here. What's going on here? New. From that point to that point. Did that do it right? Yeah, that did it right. Okay. So now we just need to measure the distance from the middle there. That looks much better. There we go. Copy that one right there. Close that. Let's go down to the next one. From there to there. Measure distance, DD, from the midpoint there to the station. Boom. And yep, this is the value we want. Copy, paste. Uno más. Here we go. Oh. The line that I drew before is not showing up because it doesn't have a group. It's in this one right here. Maybe? Why is it? Oh, it probably doesn't have a schedule factor either. Now, see? If something doesn't show up, it's usually this filter. So you got to find it, because when you draw a new line, it has nothing on the attributes. Okay. So you can see it. It's right there. I can touch it almost. Yeah, right there. That point, and then everything else is gone. So now I just click on this. See that? Worked. From there to there. Oh, whoops, I drew a line. I didn't measure the distance. Oh well, we can just click on it. There's the length, copy, paste. That looks about right. That looks much better. Okay. Why does Excel do that with these green? I can't stand those. Okay. Now that gets us to the portal. Now from the portal to the waste dump. I can show you where that's at. I'm going to turn off this. Actually, I'm just going to isolate this one. And get rid of that. All I want are the schedule factor TKM groups. Yes. Schedule factor 1 TKM groups. Okay. I want to show you this. Somebody else came up with the surface design, and it's right here. There is a portal right there. You see that? It's kind of cool. They're going to cut all this material away. They're going to make these catch benches. And that's where our portal's going to be. You can kind of imagine it. And that's our decline. Okay. So what we got to do is the waste dump is like right here. It's like right here. But I don't want to measure just to this point. I don't want to measure just to that point. I want to measure like right here. Give it a little bit of extra room. And then the ore is what I was talking about. I don't know where it's going to be. I'm going to have to get that information. I think it's like over here somewhere. I don't know. But we can do the waste one, and you'll get the idea. You'll understand. So we need to do a couple more things here. I'm going to make this visible. I want to show you this. This is downhill right here. Do you see how the portal's like up here, and then this goes down to the waste pile? So I want to know what that is right there. And you can just do this at a point, and it pulls it up right over here. 3662.6. We're just going to say 3662. You put it in here, right here. 3662. Set working plane. That way, if I draw a line out in space here, it's going to put it at this elevation. Okay? Let's just show you that. Right there. boom, and then I'm just gonna say we're gonna go about into here. Sure. Now when you tip it on its side, you'll see, oh, that's perfect. See that? That'll be our waste dump right there. You probably think you're like, hey, why did you pick the middle of space out there? I've seen other maps. I should probably bring in the other map and see exactly where it is, but this is an estimate from the other maps that I've seen. It's somewhere out here. That gives me a pretty good estimate. So I can measure this one plus this one, and then I need to go into the portal. That just gets us to this point. So let's do one more line from there to there. Yeah, we want to do right in that mid. There you go, right there. Perfect. See what I'm doing there? Measuring from the portal out all the way. So now you do this line plus this line plus this line. That gets us the waste right there. And yep, right here. That's where we want that number. So I don't know where this one's gonna be, but let's just say it's 3,000 feet. Okay, I don't know what it is, but we need two sets of numbers here. Okay, we need these ones for ore and these ones for waste. So I'm just gonna go like this: waste ore equals the sum of these ones plus that one. And I'm gonna hit an F4 on this and this. Okay? Oh, I did that totally wrong. Totally wrong. Let's try this again. Equals this one plus that one, F4 that one. Okay? Yeah, you see how that works? So that adds up that to the waste. Okay? Now the ore is going to be similar, but we're going to do this one plus the ore. Yeah, see how that works? It's taking our distances that we measured plus to get to the ore pile. But yeah, that should be it. There's only one other thing that we could need. Yeah, we have the groups here. We have our ore one and our waste one. We're gonna put it in two different lookup tables. The only thing that you have to be careful with is this going to be a round trip or not? And it's probably going to be different for everybody's mind. But you need to talk to the guy that's doing the cost model and say, look, do you need this to be round trip or one way? So if it's round trip, then you need to times all these by 2 because that will be in and out. But if it's just one way in his cost model, then you need to do one way. He might need both this, well, I don't know. I'm going to say that you're going to need both, but you get the idea of how to measure distances. That's what this video was about, was how do we measure distances in Deswik? What are the buttons we push? You got it. But make sure you verify that with the guy doing the cost model. Should I do this with round trip or one way? And if it's round trip, I'm going to have to times all these numbers by 2 because then it goes out of the mine, dump it, come back into the mine. But yeah, thanks for watching. Now go build a safe mine.